And my dogs have passed out in the background as normal. Uh, I'm so excited, Jen. You know, when you sent me a message on LinkedIn and you were sharing with me about, your growth and, your experience with us, and I was like, oh, do you want to do a client interview? And you're like, absolutely. And here we are. So I'm very grateful to you. Thank you so much. Why don't we kick off? Why don't you share what you do and why you're so excited about what you do?
Well, first of all, thanks for asking. What I do is I mentor and support and guide parents. I really don't like the word coach. It doesn't kind of work really well for me, and it's sort of been done. So I find a lot of parents very anxious today around raising children. They're very anxious around themselves, not trusting themselves to know what to do. There seems to be a very big pressure on being perfect. There's a lot of judgment, there's a lot of peer pressure, and it's getting in the way of parents feeling comfortable as parents. So, my way of doing it is we go back to learning what their parenting style is, um, which is fascinating because when we're little, we grow up with parents, obviously, most of us, and we pick up the parenting style that they give, and it can be good, bad, or otherwise. And when we get to be parents, we go, I'm never going to say that to my kids, and then you hear yourself saying, you go, oh my God, I'm just like my mum or just like my dad. But sometimes it's actually a bad narrative, and we really want to shift it. But because we haven't understood and learnt where that comes from ourselves, and we haven't grown from that, and we haven't learnt from it, and we haven't put it in the right place, when our kids trigger us, we can react as that little person back to our own children, and the whole thing just goes around again. So it's about them learning about themselves first and then bringing their best person into being the parent they want to be.
Yeah, I love that. And that's why I was laughing because I was like, I was right there with you, the things that we say, and we see this also in business too. It's like sometimes, they'll say, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, or like, money's a root of it. And we see it a lot with money, especially.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
when you go, do you actually believe that? And they're like, oh, I don't know, but it's so ingrained in them that
Yeah.
they act and speak
Yes.
without actually really understanding where that comes from.
And that's what we do. And it's normal and it's natural. But I think we're oh, I don't think, I know we're becoming a lot more aware of how to raise healthy humans
Mm.
because what we also lose sight of is we're not bringing up a child, we're bringing up an adult.
Yeah.
And we need to give that adult all the tools that they need to survive well and healthy moving forward. And a lot of that comes down to things like boundaries, collaboration, and there's another whole fear factor for parents.
And communication as well,
Absolutely.
like if there wasn't very safe or open communication at home, then you haven't built the skills to be able to then do that yourself with your own children. Yeah.
Yeah.
My God,
Yeah.
I'm seeing my marriage play out. And so, Jennifer, then what led you to us initially? Do you remember?
Yes, well, COVID came around. I have for many years worked with young people in the workplace and also through school-based apprenticeship training, registered training organisations. My background is retail and small business. And I felt for years, I have felt the training sector for young people leaving school has been really missing the point, which is we're not preparing them to leave school and go out into the workplace. And COVID really, really highlighted that even further for me because I ended up not doing training with the kids. I ended up doing psychology with them basically, and I'm not a psychologist, but it was around about them learning to understand themselves and trust themselves and a lot of discussions around home life and childhood and where there's so much pain and so much trauma, so much hurt. And I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do this parenting program, which has been bubbling for so long. I'm just going to go out there and bloody do it. And then I thought, well, I do need someone to help me get this off the ground, or how I need to know how to do it. And it's really interesting, isn't it? Because I've been in business, I've been in sales, I've had national sales roles, I've been a national training manager, and I'm thinking, kind of don't know where I'm going to start this. I could see the end of it, but I couldn't see the beginning. So that's why when I came across REW, I thought, wow, this is probably going to be a good help. So that's how I ended up with you guys, which was
Wow.
awesome.
What a fascinating like experience that you had as well and career that kind of led you to that point. And it is very much like, how do you reuse or how do you restructure the skills that you've got and pull it into a different model, into a different space, into a different industry? So you came to work with us a year ago? More?
Probably a bit longer than that, actually, probably 12, 2 months, 2 years ago, rather.
Years. Yeah,
Mm.
January like
Yep.
2024. So
Yes.
talking 2 years ago, you came into our world. What was the experience like for you? How did you find it in the Wealthy Woman Mastermind?
Well, it would, apart from the fact that there's so much that you can tap into on your own, like with the Vault, you can go into all of the videos and you can refresh what it is that you have been talking about in sessions. It was also around this, the wealth of knowledge and the understanding of the coaches as well. And those moments with them where, you have those aha moments, or you're listening to someone else talking about what they're doing and where they're feeling that they're just stuck. And you go, oh, I kind of know what I'm doing there now. I've been there, I've done that. And it's just, I think the other thing is, I mean, I had actually been involved in another coaching space. I hadn't actually committed, but I had some moments where I could try it out and it didn't feel authentic. And it wasn't my language, it was an overseas one. So I just didn't feel like it was going to fit me. And because yours is Australian based, you've got Australian background knowledge, and you come across as this crazy, weird lady who knows everything. And I kind of like that. And the rest of the coaches and trainers were just the same. And I thought, yeah, this is more my tribe. So that's why what I got out of it. Yeah, it's been awesome. And I'm still using a lot of the information that you've shared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's making me laugh and also emotional for some reason. But I've never been called the crazy weird lady who knows everything. But man, I love it. I'm going to get someone to put that on a frame or somewhere in my office. I think that's one of the best
Yeah.
compliments I've been given.
Yeah.
So share a little bit then around what you've been able to achieve because it was a new business. You had no previous experience in running an online coaching business, mentoring business, whatever you want to, consulting business, whatever you want to call it. Um, what does business look like? Like what's progress look like for you? Give us a bit of a
Well, progress for me started quite slowly, and I found that I had to accept that it wasn't going to happen overnight because I mean, I know and I knew what I wanted to share. And I had a lot of resources, not that I'd gone out of my way to do them beforehand, but because of my other life, I did have lots of great resources that I could tweak when I get my clients
yeah.
into my space. So I wasn't even worried about that. It was more about getting my getting myself out there and getting people to see me and to trust me and to hear me and to just let them reach me in their own time. And I was really quite okay with that because I would like my clients to be with me because they want to be here and they feel that I've got something that will support and help them. My whole thing is about being who I am and what I am and not promising them world to them, not promising that I can even solve things because my way of being is that you will discover what it is you need just by being heard and by being seen and supported.
Mm.
Um, and that is actually how it works. And it's building that trust. So it has been slowly evolving, building my presence online, um, finding my right image, finding who it is. I started off wanting to be, like the Parent Connect coach and things like that. And then it came to me, well, who's doing this? And it's like, well, it's me. So why am I pushing out another name? I just need to use my own name. And so now I've just gone, Jennifer Morrison is the parent coach. And that's working really well.
That's
So,
that's
yeah.
so good. How does it feel, nearly 2 years on from you starting this journey to where it was an idea, a passion, like this thing that kind of was bubbling up inside of you. And now it's like a full life actual business that you get to, be part of and really help change these lives.
It's great. It's really fabulous. Like I have been retired. Well, I didn't get I got redundant, so I didn't actually retire. But hey, I don't think I've ever not. Well, I haven't ever not worked. I've worked since I was 15. But I didn't want to be in my older years or my more mature years. I'm not a recliner lady, right? I am a lady with an old head, but it's a young old head. And I just want to stay connected. And I've learnt so much. Honestly, Sophie, I've learnt so much being a mum. I've learnt so much being a grandmum. I've learnt so much about being a mother-in-law. And I just know that there's so many things that young people need support with because the world for adults and parents is so hard now. It's so totally different from when I was a mum. And people might say, well, you don't know because you're an older lady, but I do know because I've lived through it.
Yes.
I've experienced it. I've seen it. I've felt it. And I just wished that I'd had some kind of support when I was a young mum, because I actually didn't have any family around me at all when I had my kids.
Mm.
And I had no other siblings that had children. I had no cousins around me. So I was sort of solo parent, right? And it was hard work.
Yeah.
It was hard and it was lonely. And back in the day when I had kids, there was no
Mama's.
mother groups or any of those sorts of things. There was no cafe culture
Yeah.
and things like that. So you were really quite isolated. And yeah, but anyway, that's a different story. And that's not really that's part of it, but it's not it. Um, and I just have seen firsthand how difficult it is for young people to manage to fit into the world that they're growing up in. It's going so fast. Their parents have got to both go back to work. There's so much going on. I mean, I could go on forever, couldn't I? But I'm not going to. But it's fabulous to be able to help and just make that little tweak of a difference where
Mm.
someone goes, oh, thank God I mean, I'm normal. Every other parent's going through this. Because us weird humans, we tend to think it's only us.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And
isolate ourselves.
yeah. And because we do all live in our own little boxes and we don't necessarily have our tribes around us or our villages around us anymore, it's even more isolating. And then put on top of that another layer of social media where you're supposed to look like something, you're supposed to behave certain ways. Oh my God, and it just goes on and on. And so, yeah, it's fabulous to be able to do it.
It is fabulous. And, interestingly as well, we are experiencing probably in the last 12 months the biggest growth of clients wanting to work with us who are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. And
Yeah.
it's kind of, it reminds me of something that you said, whereas, like, we accumulate all of this knowledge and real world experience in our lives.
Mm,
And then what, we just retire. It's
yeah.
the ability to turn that into something that gives you so much personal fulfillment, right? Where you're able to create a legacy, really,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
pass that on and really make a difference in other people's lives, whether it's families or in business or in career or whatever it is, but to pass that on.
Yeah.
We're seeing women come out of retirement because they're like, I can't retire. Like, I have so much inside of me that I need to share with people. And
Yeah.
I find that so, like, I've got goosebumps all over my arms and legs. I find
Yeah.
that truly inspiring because, for me, I'm looking like, what's the next stage life? Like, once my kids kind of, are out
Yeah.
of high school and stuff, what does that look like? And so I'm kind of planning for that phase. But then I'm like, but then what? Like, then what do we do? Because we have so
Yeah.
many different lives as women as well.
We do.
What advice would you have for someone, maybe at a similar stage to where you were 2 years ago, where they've got this feeling inside that there's something else that they could be doing, that they do have the skills to be able to help people, but they've never done it before. So that fear of like, what should I do next? Should I invest or should I, try and do it on my own first? Or should I just stay in my job? What advice would you have if you look back to yourself or to
Yeah.
another woman at that point?
My advice would be this, or my invitation would be don't wait. I do grief and carer and bereavement counselling as well as a volunteer. And this has taught me so many things. And the biggest one is we don't get out of this alive. We're all going to go and we're running out of time. No matter what age you are, don't wait. If it's something you want to do, get off your butt and just go for it. And what's the worst thing that can possibly happen is it doesn't work. But what's the best thing that can happen is you just jump into a whole nother life. I mean, I've had my life in 15-year increments, and it's been different every 15 years because I've had to make massive changes and massive life decisions because of all sorts of things. And some of them I would have preferred not to go on there, you're right, but I've experienced them. And I'd also like to say that wisdom is an underrated quality. But we've all got wisdom, but we tend to hide it. Wisdom grows with us. It becomes who we are. And wisdom is a really, really wonderful gift to be able to share with people. And that's your legacy, is leaving behind all of those lovely, wonderful things that you can do. So just go for it. I mean, I'm 71 and I've gone for it. And I could not be in a better space because I couldn't think of anything worse than looking at my next 20 years and thinking, what the hell am I going to do? I love my grandkids, I love my children, but they're not everything. And you can't be with them every day because they've got their own lives,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, go for it.
Get off your butt and go
Get
for
off your butt, yes.
it.
And don't invest in a recliner.
Take
I
your take your lazy boy money fund and go,
Yeah,
thank
chuck it.
goodness,
Yeah,
go learn something.
I've got a friend who says that I'm not a recliner retiree, and it's like, yeah, you know, I look there. I've got nothing against recliners. It's fine.
No, they're comfy to on the weekends to watch the Netflix on. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for your wisdom, for your energy, for sharing your story. I can't believe that it's been 2 years already. Like
Uh,
she's like, hello, stranger. And I'm like, oh my goodness, hello. And then we're like, couldn't believe when you said it's been nearly 2 years. And
yeah,
doing it your way. And I think that's the biggest learning that I've had in my 6.5 years in working with women, specifically in the coaching consulting space, is build it your way. It doesn't have to be my way. It doesn't have to be Jen's way, but there
mm,
are strategies and techniques that you can pick up so that you can design it in a way that aligns with your life and how you want to live and what you want to do.
yeah.
So,
Well,
um,
that's the important thing is that people they've got to see you for who you are, and they've got to connect with you. If they don't connect, then that's fine. They'll go and find someone they can connect with. But you've got to find your own tribe.
wow, we're glad that you came into our tribe and now we're in your tribe. Do you have any other wise words of wisdom you want to share before we wrap up, Jennifer?
Um, Yeah, just live your life to the fullest and go for what you want to do. You know, you're the only one that can make it happen. Truly, you're the only one that can make it happen. But reach out to people who can help you get there. That's what we're here. All us women are here to give each other a hand up. And we need to be so much united in this because we are the ones that are going to make the world a better place.
Oh my God, you got
I
my
believe that.
going again.
I believe that very much.
I believe that too. Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
We need the love and the kindness of women, but we also need their strength and their determination to just keep on doing what they have to do. And that's what women do.
Yeah, and
Mm.
get back up.
And get back up
Get back up and don't.
and just love all over again. Yep.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. You're
You're
amazing.
welcome. It's been lovely. I've really
It
enjoyed this. Yeah.
was
Thank you for,
me too.
yeah.
And if anyone is interested in catching up with Jennifer Morrison, where's the best place that they can find you?
They can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or they can just send me a DM on Messenger. No problem at all. Parent to parent, unfiltered parenting.
Wow.
Um, I've got a podcast as well. They can go to YouTube and find me. So yeah, plenty of places.
Plenty of places. Jennifer Morrison, spelt as it is normal spelling, but we'll get it up as well. Thank you so much. Bye, ladies. See you soon.